Gonçalo was trying to destroy my presentation, but I managed to put it again. Okay, thank you very much. My name is Hugo Gamboa, and I'm presenting to you PLUX Clinical, a product for clinical rehabilitation, so a new way to the people in a client for rehabilitation will be able to empower himself to understand better the correct movements from their own body to the signals that came from the body. So myself with Felipe Silva, a colleague of mine from Instituto Superior Técnico, and then a student of mine and Falcão that joined to guarantee that we have more maturity in terms of business, have started this project, PLUX, and we were with the idea of being able to create new technologies from what we knew from research-based perspectives. I'm a PhD on electrical engineering. I've stayed some time in the United States during my PhD, and we were looking that we have similar, even better capabilities in terms of some knowledge that we've been able to acquire. And we decided to prove this with products in the market. And now I'm going to present the future of physiotherapy now. So the problem that we looked at was that more than 1 million persons per day go to rehabilitation clinics. And they go for several conditions like urinary incontinence, muscular disorders, stroke accidents. And we were looking at scenarios where there were no easy tools to being able to address, such as objective assessments of what were the condition of these persons in the rehabilitation clinics. We understood that there were potentiality new ways to empower the patient, to being able to bring the patient to the center of the rehabilitation process and to be able to produce faster and more effective applications. This was the approach that we were looking at when we started the company. So big systems that could be used in our research labs that we were used to, or in hospital installations, but not this kind of technology could not be used in smaller clinics or even in the home of the patients. And I remember the first interventions on acquiring signals from the human body. I was in the human kinetic faculty, where they were studying high-performance athletes running. So they needed two, one to run and the other one to hold the cables that they go beyond. So we decided to look at this approach and change. This was the big systems that we were looking at, and we being able to shrink the systems to a pocket dimension. And then we decided we need to introduce more freedom to the subject, so we introduced wireless technology. But given that we were looking at signals, very, very low amplitude signals from the human body, if we were not careful with the electronics that we were designing, we will introduce more noise with the radio noise that we were also, or the radio that we were using to communicate with the computer. So we were able to create innovative electronics to shield these new devices. And we relocated, we placed the device in the body of the persons to guarantee the maximum freedom. And with this, we have an approach of a new level of signal quality that it reminds me, Erdos, a famous mathematician, that used to say that God should have a book with the mathematical demonstrations that were hard to do in 1 or 2 lines. Okay? And I think that we managed to grasp this book about electronics to guarantee that we have a very elegant, very beautiful design in terms of what we manage in electronic design. And this is the product that we developed, PLUX Clinical, a very small device with interface where the person can see the body interacting. They can look at the commands from the brain to all the muscles in the body, and guarantee that they can train and recover faster. Okay. Our solution is a complete solution with even the computer is integrated in a small box that we deliver to the clinics. With Bluetooth connectivity. We have a software that brings a new level of usability to these clinics and final users. And we also provide a new business model. We are looking at the pay-per-use service to these clinics, and in a profit-sharing perspective that was able to open to us a new market possibilities. We are aiming at the clinics to be our support in terms of using daily these systems, and they are paying per usage. And they are also placing these devices at home of their patients. So they are with us collaborating to bring these new capabilities, new technologies to the world. We managed to get some achievements during the last year. The CE marking to guarantee that we are able to stay, to be in the market with a medical device of class 1. We have a distribution agreement with a big Portuguese pharmaceutical company that has supported us in placing the initial sets in the market, to test the market, to understand what is the potentiality of our product. And at this moment, we have 50% of acceptance of the initial placement of our product. We received some awards. One of them, it was in Barcelona, the biggest innovation award in the World Innovation Summit. And I would like to share with you a perspective of a Portuguese physiotherapist that is also a professor of physiotherapy. We could try to take it and go like this. It's innovation.
A new clinical paradigm has emerged from PLUX technologies. Now patients can objectively access to the patient movement strategies. I believe this will make a huge difference of the effectiveness of the physiotherapist intervention. I honestly believe also that we are now looking at the future. Hugo, can you please show to the audience how the system works? Thank you.
So this is our solution. And that I'm carrying with me, that is connected with, we can look at this system working. We have a stand up there that we can watch. Oops. Once we were a visitor from Barcelona that was interested in our technology, and we drove this person to one of the clinics that were pioneer using our technology, and it was impressive. We did not just ask it to see the system being used in a real environment. And it was a maestro that was being treated for a shoulder problem. Okay, and he was saying that I need my shoulder working to being able to direct the orchestra. And it was impressive the way that he expressed it. He spoke a very, very good Spanish to these Spanish guys. And he was saying, well, now I can understand my muscle working. I can activate my muscle correctly. I understand how to place my shoulder in the correct format, and then I can move freely without pain working with my orchestra. And now, given that I can position correctly, the sound is even better at this moment. Okay, so it was an impressive comment from someone using our new capabilities. And what are the opportunities that we have? We have a market size of 25,000 clinics in Europe. We have 6 therapists per clinic, and we are aiming at having 2% of these therapists using our devices. Okay, and with this perspective, we are bringing a new way of working with several of these pathologies. The advantage concerning the competition is that we have to the health unit, that is the one that will decide to buy or not our solution, they are considered lead units in the market. This happened in Portugal. We understand this trend, and they have ways to guarantee more profitably, given that they can work with more than one person at the same time that in the past could not do with other capabilities. To the ones that are working with the product, they have better ways to express the results of their treatment. So they can now communicate better, have quantitative information to share with the other colleagues or with the medical doctors that will also follow. And to the user is placed in the center of the intervention. So he understands better how to coordinate and has a better memory of the work. I have to tell you, one of the situations that we were following, or one of the situations where there was a stroke and the person lacks movement of one of the sides of the body, but the brain could communicate with the muscles. And we are seeing, with our sensors, we could see very, very small activations. This brings a new hope to this person. And the level of interacting and seeing their self muscles starting to work again gives an improvement and a perspective of being able to achieve the final results of being able to move the arm again. And in terms of competition, what we brought into this product was innovation in 3 levels: in the hardware, in the software, and in the business model. And this was done with preparation of intellectual property in some of the situations, trade secrets that we kept very well in the company, and time-consuming things. We have to work a lot to guarantee that we are in some of the usability and the remote monitoring of our systems. This was very intensive task that our competitors at this moment need to do again to guarantee that they can catch us. In our financials, we are aiming at working a 5 years period, passing from one country to the other, entering with demonstrations in these countries, and being able to, with 100,000 euros in each of the countries, being able to place the initial units and spread this product to the market. With the last award, this will speed up Portugal entry. If we are the grand finalist in this context, we'll be able to speed up Spain, that we are already starting some negotiations. And we are, at this moment, already looking at the future. This is the dimension of the same system that I've shown in the end. This is the dimension that now is already working. This is the future that we are looking at. It's the new capabilities of having several sensors in the body interlinked to guarantee that you can use it at home, you can use it in wherever you have, to guarantee a new level of physical rehabilitation. We are truly proud for the new capabilities that we are bringing to this area, and personally I'm even more proud for my daughter that is behind. Okay, thank you very much.
I'd like to give the jury an opportunity for any questions that they may have.
Thank you very much for a very good presentation. Clearly very interesting technology, a lot of work. I'd like to follow on what Andre was talking about earlier, which is around the food. And do people want the food? Are they going to eat the food? Could you take a few minutes and tell us what conversations you've had with physiotherapists, with patients that convince you that people really are interested in this product, and if you produce it, there will be sufficient of a market demand. So,
okay, thank you very much. So I think looking at the advantage that I was speaking, we had very interesting experience of feedback from these initial clinics that were starting to use our system. We were working with 14 clinics in Portugal, and some of the clients were requesting to do again the intervention. So this was remarkable to us, given that there was a perception of value from the final clients. Okay, the physiotherapists had in their hands reports of what happens in one intervention. And this was a new scenario for this clinic. They could have measurements of improvement from one session to the other. And they could share this with the physiatrists, the medical doctors that were not following the daily activities. Some of the clinics are already working with us in placing these systems at home. And this makes a complete change. We learn from the physiotherapists that they think that the rehabilitation process is continuous, not only in the 1 hour or 2 hours per week that they are in the clinics. And with this kind of technology, we are placing the capabilities of being able to have a much more mature intervention on rehabilitation from their homes. And the clinics, they are quite interesting. I will share with you this pay-per-use model. That it's an open door perspective. Okay, we place it as a very comfortable value to these clinics. But after that, they decide to buy the system. Okay, and we have higher value. And what was the decision from these clinics? They understood that they will use in a much more intensive way that it's much more comfortable for them to buy the system. So this happened in several of these clinics that we've tested.